I'm Sylvia from Vintage Kitchen Vixen, where I share tips for simple living, creating memorable gatherings, and preparing wholesome and traditional meals with a vintage twist. And today I'm going to be showing you how to make 4 different drinks, hot drinks, that will help you combat winter's cold and to keep you from getting a cold, or at least soothing you when you have a cold. So if you hear a little it's my tea kettle, I'm waiting for it to boil. But we're going to be starting off with my first drink. It is an oat tea. It's very kid friendly. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a medium saucepan, and we're going to put in 3 tablespoons of oats. We're going to put in a couple of cinnamon sticks. And I'm going to put in 1, you can't see this, 2, 3 cloves. This is a good preventative against the cold. So what's going to happen, I'm going to be putting 4 cups of water in here. So I have 2 cups right here. And there's my second cup. And I'm going to bring it to a boil and simmer it for 20 minutes. And once it's simmered, it gets strained, and then you sweeten it with honey to your taste. So I usually start out with 1 teaspoon and work my way up. But this is going to help you feel better. Kids love it, and it's a warm, healthy hug in a mug. I'm going to put that on the stovetop, and I'll be right back. While we're waiting for the oat tea and for the water to boil that's in the kettle, we are going to prep the rest of our drinks. We're going to have a hot toddy style drink. It's one of those perfect drinks if you've had a hard day, you're not feeling good, and you just need a little pick-me-up. We're going to squeeze half a lemon, and I'm going to be putting in an ounce of lemon in there. Or you can just also put in the juice of the half lemon. I don't know if you have one of these juicer things. Another thing that I have is just like a handheld juicer. What I'll do for that, I'll put it over a strainer just to avoid getting seeds in my drink. But I mean, if you do get seeds in your mug, it's not a big deal. It just shows that you're using a real lemon and not lemon from concentrate, or the little plastic lemons that you get that have lemon juice. If you get seeds, you're having the real deal. So I don't mind that. All right, so I have my little jigger. We're going to measure out 1 ounce, and there we go. I mean, I'm giving you a recipe, but you can treat it as a guideline. You can add more honey, you can add more brandy. I like mine a little bit on the stronger side. So start with 1 ounce, but I'm cheeky and I'm going to put in 2 ounces. So next we're going to put in a cinnamon stick. We're going to be putting in 3 cloves, 3 whole cloves. And then I have this little green cardamom pod, which you can't see because I'm holding onto it. And I'm just going to crush it lightly so it opens up a little bit. I'm not opening up the whole thing, but just cracking it. I'm going to put that in there, and when my water is boiling, I'll be filling this mug up. So this is a grande mug from Starbucks, which means it holds 16 ounces. So 2 cups of boiling water will go in here. So if you do use a smaller mug, just keep that in mind. You might have a stronger drink. All right. So that's it for that drink. We have 2 drinks on the go right now. So our next drink is going to be a ginger lemon green tea that's sweetened with honey. All of this is sweetened with honey. Honey is one of my favorite sweeteners when I have a cold, just because I like using raw honeys that are unpasteurized. You have all kinds of good things that will help fight your cold. When it comes to colds, I find that dark honey is the way to go. So here I have a buckwheat honey, which is excellent for colds. I like supporting local honey producers and I'm sure you have a ton in your area as well. So, you know, that way I know that the bees are pollinating the plants in my area. A quick note on the water, you should always use fresh water because you don't want to use stale water. So sometimes I get really lazy and I'll just reboil the water that is in my kettle. So always add fresh water to the kettle and boil it fresh, and you want it just boiling. So don't overboil it, don't underboil it. Mine is on the point of boiling, so I'm going to turn that off right now because it's about to whistle. Okay, so it's off the burner, but we're going to finish prepping the drinks and then we're going to add our boiling water. So normally when I'm making the next two drinks, I'll just use the juice of half a lemon, but since I already have part of a lemon in my juicer, I'm just going to use that, and I'll measure it out, and it's just about 2 ounces, but I say use the juice of half a lemon. All right, we're going to throw in our little bag of ginger tea. Not a ginger tea, it's a green tea. So it's a nice little drink to give you that caffeine boost. I find when I have a cold, coffee is no good. But having a green tea with some ginger and lemon is going to help perk you right up. And for ginger, what I did, I just cut off a little chunk, I peeled it, and then I sliced it thin. So you can use half of that. I'm going to use all of it because I like ginger. You can strain it before you drink it, or you can just do what I do and just drink it and avoid having any of the residue. And I'll do that with all of these drinks. So like with my hot toddy, I'll leave the cardamom, I'll leave the cloves and the cinnamon stick in there. And I'll just be careful. But you can strain it if you like doing things proper. So the last drink, it's very basic, is lemon, honey, and a dash of cayenne pepper, and this is going to clear up your sinuses real fast, and that's why it's one of my favorite drinks when I have a cold in the winter, because I know as soon as I have that, like any blockage that I have, it's going to clear right up, and it's beautiful. If you're not a fan of the spice, then I mean any of these other drinks will work. I'm sure the hot drinks will work their magic with the lemon and the spices and the ginger. Depends on the drink. And the oat tea is just so soothing. But we're going to juice half a lemon for this cayenne one. And with any of these, we're going to be adding the honey once the water boils. My honey, it's pretty crystallized. And honey, the beautiful thing about honey is that it doesn't matter how old it gets, it's still going to be good. So I could soften my honey by just letting it sit in some really hot water and letting that just melt up a little bit. And I want to block out the seeds because this lemon is really seedy. And all in goes. Additionally, the nice thing about using real lemon juice is that you also get the pulp. And I like pulp. Are you one of those people who likes pulp in their orange juice? Because that's me. Alright, so the cayenne is going to go in at the very end. I like doing the honey at the very end because it melts with the hot water. So I'm actually going to scoop out. I'm going to struggle. It should not be this hard for you, but it's hard for me. So I'm going to put in a couple of teaspoons into each mug. know what, this would be so much easier if my honey was liquid. It's the only honey I have, and I have honey on my counter. I have a sticky counter. Worth it. You know what, and the funny thing is after this, I'm gonna have 4 hot drinks. Hopefully my husband wants a hot drink. Otherwise. The nice thing about the oat tea though, is that you can make it in advance and you can have it, you can just heat it gently before you drink it. So it's something you can drink throughout the day. And it's so easy to make. It's one of those, you kind of like, you forget it a little bit. You can do something else while the oat tea does its thing. Come on. Okay, good enough. To wash my fingers, they're all sticky. If I wasn't so stubborn, I would have just, heated up the honey in advance, but I wasn't thinking about it. So I'm going to add hot water to all of these. And they're all going to get a stir. And you know what? I'm going to clean my counter real quick because this honey is going to drive me mad, especially if I get honey on something later and then anyhow, I don't like sticky. I don't like being sticky. Okay, so I'm going to give each of these a stir. Normally I don't make all 4 of these drinks at once. Oh, actually it's just 3 of these drinks right now. So if I was being good, I'm not always good, I would use a separate spoon for all of these. But I mean, it's just basically the same ingredients. Doesn't matter. Just want to make sure that all of the honey is dissolved. We finish this last one with just a sprinkle of cayenne. And you don't want too much, you just want enough. And then if you do it in advance, sometimes it sinks to the bottom. So as you're drinking it, you might want to give it a swirl, or if you just make it and you're waiting for it to cool down, you will want to give it a stir beforehand. Otherwise, all of your cayenne is going to sink to the bottom and you're going to have a nasty last mouthful and your mouth will be on fire. But that's how it's done. Our oat tea is now bubbling and it smells like cinnamon. So nice. So that's going to do its thing for 20 minutes. I'm going to turn this down to a simmer. So the oat tea will do its thing for 20 minutes. After that, it gets strained. You can keep the cinnamon stick if you want. You can put it in the glass. But just strain it and sweeten it with honey. Just sweeten it to taste, and that applies to all of these. Like, you might want more honey, you might want less. I like doing at least 2 teaspoons of honey. But you can do less, you can do more, it's up to you. These are just base recipes, so have fun, play, add more cayenne. Don't put cayenne in, but I highly recommend the cayenne. Put less ginger in, put more ginger in. A clove of garlic would probably do well in the ginger tea. I've actually never had garlic in my drinks. I know it's really good for combating colds. So play around with that. Maybe you've done it before, let me know. Or maybe you can share a recipe or your recipe with me. I'd love to try it out. But these are my 4 elixirs for winter. Alright, so I'm just going to strain this oat tea real quick, just so you can see what that looks like. My oatmeal's all coagulated. That's okay. And then yeah, you just add some honey to there and you mix it up before you drink it, and it's just so cozy, so simple, but effective. The hot toddy, the ginger lemon tea, and the cayenne lemon. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you are new here, normally I do this thing, it's called silent film mode. I didn't do it today, unfortunately, because I had a lot to say about these teas and I just thought it would be easier for me to talk you through it. But today, I hope you liked what you saw. If you did, I really hope you will hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so that you never miss an episode of the kitchen. And if you do want to support me, you can either like this video by hitting the thumbs up, you can leave a comment, or you can share this video on social media. By the way, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram if you want to see what I'm up to throughout the week. Otherwise, I put out 2 new videos a week, so I will be seeing you real soon. Bye! So where's my space? Like here?
Yeah.
Okay, so right in...
Basically.
Okay,
Here.
perfect. Great, thank you. And here?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're kind of like, yeah, from the last, yeah.
Awesome, thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.